games
GLP-1,
for?
the GLP-1s are also a peptide, but the weight loss medications are so everybody's talking about it's tirzepatide,
Yeah.
semaglutide, and retatrutide. And that one's not even available to us anymore, but those are game changers. I think that and testosterone are the main pillars that we use for wellness.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Those two, testosterone and the GLP-1s. I mean, I lost 50 pounds on the GLP-1s.
This is the Pitches and Niches podcast. Connecting ideas with opportunity. That's your idea. This is the Pitches and Niches podcast.
Well, welcome to the Pitches and Niches podcast. I'm your host, Trent Kiefer.
And I'm Aiden Pepitone, and this is the podcast where ideas meet the right people. And we do that in two ways. We do that by having people come on, like founders and people who are solving problems. They come on to pitch their idea. And then we also have people that have niches that come on to kind of share some of their experience and what they're good at.
And today is a niche.
Yeah.
I have a really good friend of mine, Ken Figueira. Kenny?
Dealer's choice.
Ken. We'll call it Ken. With Renew Vitality. Ken is the co-founder and CEO of Renew Vitality, and you guys do TRT, replacement therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, peptides,
and weight loss.
and weight loss.
Yeah, sexual health too.
Okay, perfect, man. Well, so thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
I've known Kenny for a while. Great guy. Love what he's doing with the company. You guys are experiencing some explosive growth, I feel like, over the past few years.
Yeah, we had a couple years of real explosive growth, but now we're kind of staying stable. We've got some moves to make.
Yeah.
We have a plan. We're building new softwares to help with some of the issues that we're confronting.
Right.
But I love what I do. I love our industry.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a lot of problems. There's competitors. There's legal issues. There's a lot going on in my industry right now.
Right. I mean, first off, it's a big industry, right?
Now.
Now it is. Like,
Yeah.
you have a lot of competitors, right?
A lot of competitors.
Yeah. And we can get into that a little bit later. First, man, like I said, thanks for coming on the show. I'm glad you're here. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested to hear your story, how you started out. And if you could just kind of give us a little bit of background of who you are, man. Where are you from? And how'd you get into this side of things?
Gosh, so when I was in high school, it was at Jupiter Christian School locally and I was in the same class with my best friend, who is now the other co-founder.
Yeah.
And he got into hormone replacement therapy because there was another clinic, and the owners also had their kids at Jupiter Christian.
Yeah.
One way or the other, Matt got hired there. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I want to work in this industry. Can you get me in? And I followed up like 10 times a week with him.
So you started in high school to get into this?
Well, where we made the connections.
Yeah.
So this was later on when Matt graduated college, and we still had our connection. Jupiter Christian's a small community.
Right.
And then Matt got hired by one of the guys. He was like heavily involved in the school, also owned a clinic. And that's how Matt got hired. And then I eventually got in there too with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we got into the industry. And I did testosterone in college.
Yeah.
Not the right way,
Yeah.
but I struggled with weight my whole life.
Yeah.
Always struggled with weight. And when doing it the wrong way, I was like, this is still awesome. But then that's why when I heard of this opportunity, I was trying to get my foot in the door.
Right.
Of learning the industry.
Yeah. So, I mean, walk us through your upbringing. Like, did you come from a family that was entrepreneurial?
Not at all.
No?
No. My dad, he tried to be. So my dad's goal, he was born on a small island in Portugal, Madeira Island. And he moved to Brazil when he was 14 and eventually made his way to the U.S. in
Yeah.
Massachusetts, and then he figured out how to get my mom over there,
Yeah.
and eventually worked his way to. I was born in Massachusetts. Then we moved to Venezuela for a year. He didn't like that.
Maduro.
Good call.
Right. Like,
Yeah, right.
That was a good call. Probably an easy call. And then a year later, we got to Jupiter.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, he was
ever
not.
since then you've been here, planted here.
Yeah, and then he was not entrepreneurial. He was very scared to pull the trigger. He was going to start a business in Venezuela. It was easy to make money in Venezuela back when
Back in the day.
he was there.
Yeah.
A lot of Portuguese, a lot of people were moving to Venezuela to make money.
Right.
Because it wasn't easy, obviously, on an island or in Europe in general, like it was in that area of South America.
Right.
But he didn't want to pull the trigger. Then he was going to open up a business in Jupiter. He just never did it.
Yeah.
Just never did it. And
So
then,
what made you get into it, man? Like what made you get in, not just the industry that you're in, but like,
mom,
entrepreneurship it's tough business to be in, man.
my mom worked 2 jobs. And then I guess I saw my dad never pull the trigger, and I did not want to be poor. I didn't want to struggle.
Yeah.
And I was determined to take a different path.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're living the American dream, you know. We're going to get into it a little bit more, but I mean, you have a successful business, man, and you know, the products they're great products from what I can see. You know, I researched and I watch your videos and I see the results that people are getting, and they're getting some amazing results, right?
Right.
You're changing people's lives. The reason that we wanted to start this podcast, as we talked about on our first episode, is to connect people, to help change lives, to build their dream, to build their vision.
Yep.
You know, we were talking about America is the greatest country in the world. I mean, capitalism is, we wouldn't be here today without, capitalism, right? And so the American dream, I feel like, is coming here, having an idea and putting that idea to paper, and then, creating the service off of that and getting, financial means from that idea. So, I mean, it's an amazing thing, but, you're changing people's lives, and I think it's an awesome thing, man, what you're doing. So, so take us back to, how you got started in this. So you met your friend Matt when you were in high school, and, with this being a niche, right? It's not really a pitch because you have a really successful business. So we want you to be able to explain to others out there, how you got into it, how you can help other people get into it. And, what are some steps that you would recommend? How have you dealt with rejection? Because, I know that you've probably cold called a lot in your life. You have a lot of people that work for you that they're on the phones all day long, probably calling people, and right. I mean,
Well, I wouldn't say cold calling. We always found a way to get leads.
yeah,
But you still get a lot of rejection. Even good leads, they don't close.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They still close a low percentage.
Yeah. So, I think, for today is we want you to be able to explain and help others that want to try to get into this industry. I'm not trying to say create some more to create more, competition, but, you're at a point now where you have a lot of wisdom in what you're doing. And, that's our goal for this podcast, is to share wisdom and to help others. So, you said you met your friend Matt, and in high school, you had an opportunity to start working for another company right out of high school, or right into college?
Out of college.
Out of college.
Yeah.
So walk us through that, man. What'd you learn during your time working with this other company? Did you guys start selling, was it testosterone and hormone replacement right then and there, or
It was the
were
Wild
you
West
cleaning
show.
toilets?
No,
Like,
it was great because we couldn't have done it more uncompliant.
Yeah.
Like, we met a lot of
No
federal
regulations.
agents. We met a lot of federal agents while working there.
it's kind of like war
Not
dogs.
by choice. Yeah. It was interesting, like, because we were selling. Doctors were not being doctors back then. Even
Yeah.
just, and not just a clinic we were working for. We were, honestly, I think we were the best one of the clinics we were working for. If you see other clinics, I think some of the guys are still in jail.
Wow.
But because they got into like pain pills and
Yeah.
they started
to abuse the system
oh,
big time.
yeah, it was. But I mean, testosterone, it was mostly anabolic steroids we were doing too with the testosterone. It was just not that anything we were doing was dangerous. It was just medically unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because even anabolics aren't, some of these anabolics we used to prescribe back then were not super dangerous, but just there was no medical necessity.
Yeah.
For what, and it was a medical clinic.
So when did you go, when you and your friend obviously had a sit down and we're like, hey, we gotta do this on our own. We gotta change the game.
It was more me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just convinced him that we got to go.
Yeah.
It was just because I knew that the clients didn't need so much of the drugs they were taking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, we got to go because they didn't need like some of these anabolics that were being prescribed. I mean, this was before Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
When that popped, then the dominoes started falling on these other clinics.
Yeah. Were you guys selling to pro athletes like that?
Mhm.
Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire.
It was
the home
there was a
run
lot of
race?
clinics, but we definitely had some pro athletes.
Yeah.
So how does a
On the
clinic like
books.
that work? Like somebody just comes in and it's got to be like prescriptions and stuff. Like
Some came in. It was called. I mean, no one was even back then. There wasn't even a mechanism to report controlled substances nationwide.
mhm.
And now there is. So like if you get a controlled substance, it's in a federal database.
Yeah.
Not to track, but to track for abuse.
Right.
Mhm.
So like you can't really have there really can't be a pill mill anymore.
Right.
It's almost impossible. It would get red flagged in the
Yeah.
system. You go to this doctor, you get 30. You go to this doctor, you get 30. It's going
Yeah.
to start a red
Triggering
flag.
Red
Correct.
flags.
It's a good system. Like you could not have. It would be very tough to get away with that
Right.
today.
Yeah.
Back then, there was no reporting mechanism.
Yeah.
There was no PDMP, which is I think it's one of the reporting mechanisms. Every state. So there's a federal reporting, and then there's a state reporting.
Right.
Like it'd be very hard to abuse that system
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And so there would be doctors on staff here that were like prescribing it, but you were saying that was there were some doctors not being doctors.
Like now we have
Offshore doctor.
Yeah.
it's a longer story, but we needed more doctors than what we had.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
With more licenses. So now we have doctors licensed in the state that they're operating in. Back then, I think they might have had one license.
Yeah.
I think they only had their. But
Gotta
I think
do
it was.
what you
But
gotta
again,
do, am I
it wasn't.
right?
It was like a big group of. It was a lot of. This was the beginning.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of this kind of
It shaped how you operate.
revolution.
now. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was great,
Gotcha.
like because we learned so much doing it. Like we're just like, man, you really can't hurt people with this. The dosages were crazy high.
Yeah.
The anabolics, some of the programs we're on were pretty wild.
Yeah.
Looking back at it,
And when
and I'm
you
like,
start to
man,
see
you
results,
really can't hurt people
you
with
know,
this stuff. You just
yeah, when you start seeing results like you said, Jose Canseco going up there and hitting 600 feet, and
yeah.
it's pretty nuts.
That was like
man.
the best baseball I've ever seen,
And I want to be honest with you. Like I've always said this, like, and people can call me wrong for it. I think we should allow human growth hormone.
More entertaining.
Maybe there should be a league for that.
It would be like
would
we
be
like a
should
specific
be. Like,
league,
you
like,
have
yeah.
the NFL
Performance
and then you
enhancement
have
league?
the PF, PHNFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it would make it so much more entertaining. It really would. But man, that's wild. Yeah, the Wild Wild West, man. That's awesome. So okay, you guys, you had this idea. How'd you start? Because was it pretty hard for you to just break off and
Yeah.
start on your own?
Very hard.
So talk us through, or walk us through, what is that like? What did that look like?
A lot of suffering.
Yeah.
A lot of tears.
That's what we say when it
Oh.
comes to entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
man, is like the reason that most people give up is because it's hell. Like it will beat you. Right?
Well, you got to look at something where you have a 1% chance of success and be like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
It's not
I like
zero.
I like those odds.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of just trial and error.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And just because it's hard, because at the beginning you're doing everything.
Yeah.
You're the sales guy, you're the your accounts receivable, your accounts payable, you're everything.
Yeah.
You're the marketing department, you're every aspect.
Yeah.
Of the business. Like, Matt and I did that for a long time.
What was the hardest part of that? The beginning phases for you. Like if you had to go back right now and you're like, man, that was the suckiest part of starting this thing. Is it gaining clients? Was it doing the marketing?
It's those alone moments where you're like,
yeah,
you start questioning what you're doing.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At night, we're like, am I going to be able to take care of my family?
Right.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be like, because it seems like, gosh, man, I remember like even in like from where we are at today, was it 2026, like 2018, it was nothing still.
Mm-hmm.
It was really like nothing. So just in that short of time, you can turn it all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So less than 8 years for you. I mean,
yeah. It was probably 4.
So how old is your business right now?
I mean, this specific one, probably 12 years, 13 years old.
So you really didn't start to see the success until what? Midway, after 5-6 years of, because it's tough, man, when you're like,
I figured out the marketing, or I figured out a better plan in 2018 was when I was figuring out a better plan.
Okay.
But that also created a ton more work.
Yeah.
Because I had to really dive in. I was going to get doctors in like state of California, you would need hundreds of doctors. And then 2020, when COVID hit, as bad as it was, it really helped us because a lot of the laws got loose.
Right.
Because with testosterone as a controlled substance, you couldn't prescribe it over telemedicine. It had to be face to face.
Okay.
And COVID lifted all that, and that's when I went ham. That's when I really started.
Keep the laws the same?
The laws are the same? We're still under COVID law.
That's awesome.
When it comes to telemedicine, it keeps like it's about to expire.
Yeah.
Every year it's been about to expire, and then they just renew it like 5 days before the new year.
So you're in all 50 states.
No, because there's federal laws and then there's state laws.
Okay.
So, for example, Alabama is a face to face.
Yeah.
So the federal wouldn't get you, but the state of Alabama would.
Yeah.
So, but most states.
So how do you sell to those people?
You have a doctor there. So we have a doctor in Alabama. We have a doctor in Georgia. All the states where you need a face to face, we have a physician.
Right.
In those states.
Right. Man. Yeah, that's a lot of work, man. To be able to do that.
Yeah.
So going back to the beginning, I mean, how do you get from you being the solo guy to where you're at now? I mean, the growth that you've experienced, because you said 2018, so a little less than 18 or 8 years, 8 years right at. You said it kind of clicked for you one day when it came to marketing. Like, what was it that clicked? What was the light bulb that clicked for you? And you're like, this is how we're going to run it. And it changed everything for you.
It was just staring at the same stuff over and over again. And then it just started to make sense.
Yeah.
Looking at your clients, where they're at, because I have to put the physician where the clients are at, because they have to have access to the physician.
Yeah.
So just looking at it, I was going to multiply the physicians. Like I said, I can't do one physician in California. And it was a lot of work without that. It would have been a ton more.
Yeah.
If those laws didn't change.
Yeah.
And they really haven't changed yet. The actual law is still face to face, but we still have that COVID cushion.
Yeah.
Because like if the law expired, then I would have to go find. I don't even know. That's not a conversation for right now, please.
Yeah.
Don't want to think about that. Don't need that. Don't need that stress. I don't think it's going anywhere though, because telemedicine has been successful.
Well, I think they've seen it working so well. There's no need to ever go back.
Well, no one's getting hurt.
Exactly.
Because again, you still need face to face for, say, narcotics and any dangerous meds. I think it's Schedule 1 and 2.
Yeah.
you still need a face-to-face anyways.
Yeah.
So testosterone in most states is considered a Schedule 3, which is a lesser of the controlled substances.
Gotcha.
So as long as that stays, we're good. If not, it's going to be a lot more work to figure it out. But
Yeah. So talk us through like the problem that you're solving. Because in my mind, when I hear testosterone, when I hear, growth hormones and peptides and all this stuff, I mean, obviously you're in the nutrition health market. We are a very fat country, man. Like we have an obesity epidemic on our hands. So what is the problem that you're solving? Is that like what is your typical client? I mean, because you're in, I don't know what you said. You said your sexual health, testosterone. I mean, you've got like 4 or 5, areas of expertise that you're operating in, correct?
yeah,
Okay. So what problems are you solving right now that you're seeing?
well, from a testosterone standpoint, as you age, your testosterone levels, they start decreasing.
Right.
And this country also has
Everybody's but mine.
everybody's but yours. But
Okay.
But there's a lot of people like in their early 30s with low testosterone levels or declining testosterone, because it is more like what we do is more testosterone optimization.
Yeah.
Because if you look at a blood test, the levels are between 200 and, depending on the lab, say 900 to make it easy.
Yeah. Why is that though? Like why is testosterone for young men dropping significantly these days? Because if I look back at, like, let's say all of our grandpa's era, right? Like the World War II era. I mean, you have these badass guys that are going out, they're fighting, they're working the fields, like it's hardcore. And I feel like my grandpa, I look at my grandpa and I'm like, there's no way this guy's testosterone is as low as like these kids that are in their 30s right now. There's no way. But I mean, maybe it is compared, when you look at it, but I'm just saying, like, looking at the guy, I'm like, he's 82 and he's a badass,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, what changed? Have we always been going downhill and we just never knew it? Or is this something that changed over the past, 3 or 4 decades?
Well, one problem is that we don't test those levels until like the patient requests it from their doctor. You're not testing you wouldn't be like, hey, what's my testosterone level when you're 22?
Right. Like, should we be
fine.
testing that our whole life,
sure.
you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no harm in it,
no,
right?
No, if you're getting a blood test, it should be in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just at least so we can do more research. And
I'm going to say this is a conspiracy theory thing because I like conspiracies, but like, do you think that's there's a reason behind that?
I mean, there could be a million reasons for lower testosterone. No, it could be, I don't know
like our
enough
government
about
wants
it.
us to be low T.
I mean, there could be a million reasons
Yeah.
and not one specific one. If there was one specific one, maybe, but it could be processed foods. It could be cell phones. It could be, who knows? Like there's probably, you can probably go down a large list of items that we use today that we didn't use back then.
Yeah.
That could be messing with our hormones.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
mean, because there's endocrine disruptors. There's so many
Andy
things.
would be a great person to have for that specifically.
Yeah.
He should come on with me next time.
Yeah.
Because it would be a back and forth because he's more of a, this is how it is today and that's it. Like he wouldn't be like, what, you can't change. Like cell phones aren't going away.
Yeah.
These processed foods aren't going away because they're cheaper or whatever.
What do you call the phosphorus? I can't say it. The lighting.
Yeah.
I can't tongue twist it.
Andy would be much better to answer that question.
Yeah.
That could be literally an hour conversation.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
And that's the stuff I'm interested in too. Because my wife is all about that stuff, man. She's like, if we go to Costco, like she makes me hold the receipt because she's like, I'm not touching these endocrine disruptors. But people are starting to think more about their health these days than they've ever thought about in years past. Even though we're still an obese nation, people are starting to think more and more about health and
at least the coasts are.
At least the coasts.
Yeah.
I will say,
but I would put a note to get Andy on that one note. Like, start making a list because we'll have a side episode.
I would love that. That would be great because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are going to be listening to this. They're interested in it, man. I was referred somebody to you. I've referred a couple people over to you because anytime I mention testosterone or, I got a friend that owns this business, it always piques their interest because, people want to live with more energy. They want to feel like they're young, like I was talking
I tell everybody it's the best thing you'll ever do as long as it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And you have a good reason to take it.
And what's the downside? Me and you, we've had the conversations too. I mean, like, what are downsides of taking it? Are there any downsides whatsoever? Any negative side effects whatsoever?
The only really concern, honestly, is the PSA levels. So when you
what is that?
You start taking your prostate.
Okay.
Because if you have something going on there, it'll spike that PSA. But it also, there's two. When I talk to urologists, some of the ones on our staff, some of them think it's great that they get on it. We retest them 4 weeks later, and sometimes it'll shoot up to a 9. Very rare.
Yeah.
That means there's something going on there, and we catch it early, and then we send them, and they'll get it taken care of. I've had people come back to us after they had that's also an ablation therapy.
Yeah.
For the prostate.
Yeah.
When they have prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Very rare.
So you're pre-screening people too. Like sometimes you can catch,
I mean, yeah,
type.
I mean, yeah. When if a guy comes in there and a PSA is a 9, we're like we're not
go see a doctor.
We're not starting this right now. You got to go see a urologist and let's get some follow-ups and see if it's a cancer issue or.
Yeah.
But that's super, super rare. Super rare that they start and their prostate triples, and because that's what'll happen. It'll be like a 1.7, and they'll retest 6 weeks later, and it's a 6.9. We're like, ooh,
something's wrong.
That's a big jump for 6 weeks of testosterone. So something's going on there.
Yeah.
But again, that's a rare issue. But for the most part, I tell people when I was doing this, because I'm very passionate about it. It's the best thing you'll ever do as long as it's appropriate, and you're under the right guidance and supervision.
Yeah.
And you keep taking consistent blood work. That's part of it too.
Yeah. And your doctors are following up with your clients. Like, do they have checkups like every year with your clients? Do they
the doctors is every year. The blood test is more frequent, but we mostly have like the patient coordinators.
That's what I'm saying.
Doing all the work, that are doing all the follow-ups, and making sure
you're guiding them through the whole process the whole time.
Yes, try to keep them accountable with their workouts and their overall wellness.
So like, we're talking about the problem then, right? So the problem that you're solving is you're giving people their lives back pretty much. You're giving people like their health back, right? People that's 60, 70 years old that still in their mind, they say, man, I feel like I'm 25 in my mind, but my body feels like it's 65 years old. Like I want to go out and run but I've got this issue, right? So you're able to help them lose the weight they want to lose, the stubborn belly fat that they want to lose, right? When it comes to, and that's what peptides, the peptide.
Yeah, GLP-1, the GLP-1s are also a peptide, but the weight loss medications are so everybody's talking about it's tirzepatide, semaglutide, and retatrutide. And that one's not even available to us anymore. But those are game changers. I think that and testosterone are the main pillars that we use for wellness.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Those two, testosterone and the GLP-1s. I mean, I lost 50 pounds on the GLP-1s.
Jeez, man.
I mean,
So what does it do? Does it suppress your appetite? Does it
suppresses your
burn
appetite
more when you're working out?
I mean, there's studies that it helps with Alzheimer's because I mean, I think Alzheimer's now is what's the other term they were using, or type 3 diabetes?
Type 3 diabetes.
Is that what it is?
They're saying it's from our diet.
Right. I mean, it's
diet and stuff like that.
So it's helping with Alzheimer's. It is when I first took it, because again, I've struggled with weight, so this is I'm very sensitive to it. When I started taking, I'm like, this is going to be one of the, unless it grows a third horn or unless I'm growing something crazy here, it's going to be the greatest
something above your eye.
It's going to be the greatest age management wellness drug of all time, and I still think so, because I started using it in 2020. It was before the compounding pharmacies even started compounding it.
Yeah,
I started using it because I was doing some research and was talking to a couple guys, and I knew it was going to take over. I knew this. I mean, it had to. It worked. That's how well it worked. It's not like I was a genius. I just saw that how well this was going to work. You're just not. You put your favorite food in front of me, and you're like, no, thank you. That's enough. Wow. It's wild.
And these are all natural things in this, or
That's more of an Andy question.
Gotcha.
That's an Andy one. But it does also help with, they're using it for like drug cessation.
Yeah.
I think that's the correct term. And alcohol. Like,
Yeah. To suppress the
Like
cravings.
yeah.
addiction and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you can't pound drinks on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you just feel bad.
yeah. It suppresses your appetite.
So how do people like, because I've seen where people have used it and I'm like, why is this not working? Like, why does it not work?
Well, there's a proper protocol.
Yeah.
Like you do need some guidance. You need some.
Yeah.
You need a back and forth with the physician.
But if used right, you're going to get the results.
If you use it right, you're going to get the results. Like,
I'm sure there's more lifestyle changes too that kind
well,
of you got to coach.
Those you're forced into, but some people like there's dose. All the GLP-1s are titration, so you go up in dose because your body does get used to it.
Gotcha.
Like the first dose doesn't do much.
Yeah. It's just kind of like you're getting.
It's just so because if you take the third dose before you take the first dose, you'll end up like throwing up for 2 hours.
But you're like jacked though.
Yeah.
You lose weight. You'll lose like 15 pounds that day. But we had a doctor mess up because the dose on
no.
Because depending on where you get it, you got to look at, and you got to look at it and do a little math because depending on how the pharmacy compounds it.
Yeah.
If you're not getting the name brand. And one of the doctors, you were supposed to take 0.05 and he took 0.5. Which is 10 times the dose.
10 times more.
Oh, so he took the max daddy. He took the Mac Daddy dose on dose 1. He did not eat for 10 days.
Oh gosh.
He was throwing. He couldn't look at food.
Wow.
Yeah, because he took that max dose day 1. That's a bad mistake.
Oh,
and he's a doctor.
Man.
Yeah.
He's a doctor, so that's why you kind of need some guidance and just
doesn't look good for you, doc.
Yeah.
No.
Gosh.
I bet he lost a lot of weight though.
He lost a ton of weight. His program was done.
Yeah.
He calls you up. He's like, Kenny.
But he said he threw up for like a week.
Wow.
Like you can't look at food. I mean,
I couldn't, dude. After that, I'd be like
I
friggin' done.
Because again, I'm very interested in this. I used myself as a guinea pig. I titrated up faster than what you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And I still had days where I'm just like, I have to go home and sleep.
Yeah. You can't look at a cheeseburger.
No. I remember the first week there was donuts at the office. I had a donut and I thought I was going to diarrhea all over the office. I had to penguin walk. I prayed for like I was praying that I didn't, like I thought, like literally I'm just sweating, like just please God, let me get to this bathroom. It's wild though. I mean, it'll get you.
So do you do like,
do you
do like dosages and then is it something that you have to maintain over time or do you do it and then you're done?
No, I mean, there's a lot of benefits outside of weight loss.
Gotcha.
Like the Alzheimer's protection. There's it breaks down sugars better. It helps with your insulin resistance. Like there's a ton of health benefits. Like I said, next time I'll bring Andy and he'll,
please. I'd love to pick
he
his
had
brain.
it today. And I'll send you some of the stuff that I have from him. But it is
what we'd like to do is, Kenny, hold that thought for a second. Is like when everybody that comes on the show, we create a profile for them.
Yeah.
So what they do is they can come on our website. We create a profile for them. They'll see your background. We'll put a link to your website. People can go and look at your products. But whatever statistics or anything you have, if you got like PDFs or one pages you want, send them to us, or they can go straight to your website and people will be able to look at every product that you have.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Perfect. Maybe next time we'll have you guys do a road trip to you guys can be the hosts at our studio.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
We'll be the guests at our studio.
Maybe we could do that with
we'll do that with Andy.
With Andy,
yeah,
we could
that'd
pick
be
his
great.
brain. But I think it'd be like a special side episode for people. Because honestly, man, I really, like I said, like I've talked to a lot of people, 40 plus that are really interested in this.
It is a game changer. As long as, again, the guidance, it's the studying your blood work.
Yeah.
Your feedback, because the patient's feedback is also very important.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, are you losing weight? If you keep losing weight at a good pace, there's no need to titrate up that week. That even if it says titrate up this week, the doctor's going to say if you lost 3 pounds, this week, let's not titrate the dose up this week. You know what I mean? Let's lose it slower. Because again, I I had a guy come to the office today, and I was like, we were talking about it, and it was like, he was just shocked at what I was saying. It was like, because he was doing a lot of like classes,
Yeah.
and you're burning a lot of, we're saying he wants to maintain his muscle and lose body fat. It's possible. I'm like, I would do no cardio,
Yeah.
like drop the cardio, drop all those classes you're taking. Like he was taking like a lot of HIIT classes that burn a lot of calories.
Just lift.
I go, drop that, just lift, go for a walk with your wife. Take her on a 40-minute walk, but no intense cardio, because the problem is with the GLP-1s, they work so well
Yeah.
that you want to be careful of losing lean muscle mass.
Gotcha.
That's how well they work, that we're like saying,
do you increase their
don't do
protein
cardio.
intake?
I mean, they need to prioritize protein.
Yeah.
Like you can't be on a GLP-1 and then have like a half a Snickers bar,
Yeah.
and that can't be your nutrition.
Right. Although Snickers bars
Are delicious.
they're amazing, and I think they're one of the best protein bars in the world.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So let me ask you this, man. Like, our first episode, Aiden was talking to me about systems, and systems are like, they're super important when you run a business. And when I listen to you talk about this, I feel like there's a lot of systems that are in place. How important is systems to you when it comes to running your business? And did you create all of those systems to get where you're at today?
Actually, we need better systems probably than what we have today. We are overhauling. We're actually in the middle of overhauling all that.
Yeah.
Because we do need better systems. And we do have systems, but
like we're
they
talking
keep
about
changing.
from like a click funnel for someone to go, from
Yes.
from no one that's not a client to someone who's been on your.
It's amazing how successful we are with the systems we have, because to be honest, and we need to, but it is our number one priority right now to fix all those funnels. And because again, this industry is changing every day. There's going to be an overcorrection here soon, because there's have you heard of the research peptides?
No.
So there's they're called they call them research chemicals, research peptides. You can go buy all the peptides and never speak to a doctor. Like it's gotten to the point, it's gotten bad. It's almost like, remember the mortgage crisis?
Yes.
Where like
everybody's buying swaps.
The stripper had 6 houses.
Yeah.
Now you got 18-year-olds selling peptides online on TikTok.
Gotcha.
So, and there's going to be an overreach here.
Yeah.
Because it's getting really bad. Like,
what happens?
now again, no one's getting hurt, which is a good thing.
Does the peptide market collapse and the TRT market collapse? Like
TRT, no, it won't affect TRT.
But the peptides
could affect the peptides. Yeah.
What does something like that look like? Like if someone's interested in this type of business and they're wanting to get into it, like,
man, write your congressman. Like getting into the business?
No, I mean, what does a peptide crash look like? I mean, because that could hurt business big time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What does that look like? They put more regulations on it, makes it harder to get.
They'll make it not possible to compound.
For the pharmacies
to get the raw materials.
Yeah.
Or the government could easily just say, they put them on, it's called list 2.
Yeah.
And so list 2 means they are prohibited from being compounded. And some pharmacies still ignore list 2, but we don't work with those pharmacies.
Yeah.
But if you look at so when you get a research, if you buy it, it says not for human use.
Yeah.
And what's important to know is that they don't have to follow the same regulations as a compounded pharmacy. It's like when a compounded pharmacy makes a drug, they compound it, a certain percentage goes out to get a C of A, third party. They put that pallet in quarantine because it can't go to a patient yet. And sometimes that takes, I think it's like 1 or 2 even weeks to get those results back.
Yeah.
And then they get the C of A, it's cleared because they have to be within a percentage of the medication. Say if it's 10 milligrams, it can't be 12.
Right.
And it can't be 9, or that
it's got to be right on the money.
It's got to be within 10%.
Yeah.
Then they can then ship those medications out once it clears.
Gotcha.
Their own system, because they get, like, I told Andy I wanted to build a compounding pharmacy, and he said he'd rather walk in front of a bright line.
So that's a whole different side. You're like, let the experts do that.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he did not want to add that to his resume anymore. But he's built compounding pharmacies in the
Sure.
past.
Gotcha.
So, what's your, obviously you said, one of the problems that you're facing right now is we need to build better systems.
Yes.
What's next for you guys? Like, what is Renew Vitality look like in 5 years? And how do you get there?
Jeez. I mean, we need to build an app. We don't have an app. We need to build that.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about building some apps for the clients, and it's more
Makes it easier to communicate, quicker to
more
communicate.
concierge, more
Yeah.
getting really into their health, because more people know about this than ever. It used to be that we knew more than everybody else.
Right.
So the knowledge from the patient side is picking up a lot. There's more blogs than ever. There's more talks about peptides
Yeah.
and wellness in general. So when someone calls in, they now have more base knowledge. It used to be like they could talk to our least knowledgeable guy and he'd still know way more than the person calling in. That's not
Right.
now. It's more even. So we need to go into more of a more concierge, more service, more making sure they're doing the right stuff to get the results,
Yeah.
the desired outcomes.
And,
And
is
that-
that how you guys are separating yourselves from the other companies?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean-
how do you guys do it different that makes people want to come to you versus the other guys?
That we do have the patient coordinators are everything, because they
Yeah. It's like a guide.
it's like a guide. It's their guide. It's their
like
if they have an
24/7?
issue, 24 close.
Yeah.
Like these guys pick up the phone, they'll text if it's an emergency, they'll call them.
Yeah.
If it's 9 o'clock and if it's something that he can reach out in the morning, he'll let it go
Yeah.
for the morning.
I think that, man, I think you're right. Like, I think concierge medicine, concierge fitness, I think that's the wave of the future. People want to feel like they're the only ones that are being treated for something, right? Like,
Mhm.
I work in the high net worth, industry where these people can afford to have a doctor that come to their house all the
Right.
time. Like, these people can afford to pick up the phone and call Kenny straight up. Like, I need information on this. Like, people want that. They need
Yeah.
access to that. And I think that's kind of the wave of the future. I think building an app, making it more concierge feeling to these people, I think it's going to drive business big time.
Yeah, I mean, our software hopefully will make a huge difference in what we're trying to do. But and these compounding pharmacies,
Yeah.
they're so backed up because the demand is so high. Like
Mm.
sometimes shipping takes 5 days. These winter storms didn't help.
No, it was
FedEx, UPS is a
bad.
mess. Sometimes it's 10 days, 15 days out. So that communication,
Yeah.
just that communication saying, hey, your package isn't here yet because I did this. Like some of our competitors don't even have employees. Like it's
Just like a
a
one-man
subscription
job.
base
Yeah.
model where you email, sometimes you get an answer, sometimes you don't. You don't know when you're getting your package.
Yeah.
So there's always
Which
like at
kinda
least
throws
there's
the
a
whole
contact.
cycle off,
Right.
right?
Well, they put their orders in early. There's ways to overcome it,
Yeah.
but then if the patient gets nervous, they call in and they don't get an answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, like dealing with health and stuff like this, like especially people with anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
They want the answer like right then. They want to make sure that what they're doing is right and
That's me.
that they're not going to screw. Yeah,
Actually,
I'm the same
I
way
wanna
too.
know, like-
Yeah. So we're nervous about putting AI into our company just because we want it to learn correctly,
Yeah.
not
Yeah, if it tells somebody something wrong, like, oh, you're
Correct.
good, and then
Yeah.
they die, that's kind of on you.
we're not worried about death, but whatever.
But you don't want to. You don't want to be
The
like
wrong
the doctor
answer,
where
right.
he's
yeah.
where
wrong
he's
answer, like
gives a
crapping his
overdose.
pants for 10
Yeah.
days. Like you don't want that because it's bad publicity. So I totally get it. Like I think, like we were talking about too. I'll ask you this question though: like, how important is AI integration for you guys? Like right now, you're like, but we don't trust it enough. But I feel like I've said it before. Like we're in a fourth industrial revolution when it comes to AI, and I feel like every industry is going to have AI integrated into their systems at some point. Where do you see that when it comes to Renew? Like,
on the sales side, yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
Inward facing for education, yes.
yeah,
I don't know about clinical yet.
because AI can never take the place of like you said, concierge, good
And
personal,
storytelling.
yeah, face to
Yeah.
face. Like
Storytelling AI.
people want to be heard. People want to feel like they're being heard.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I heard something, don't know how true it is, but I heard like some of the social media companies are they downgrading AI content because it's just not getting the engagement because it's not authentic enough.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
People are, well, I have been seeing a lot of things on social media where, you know, you see a video and it's like obviously AI.
Yeah.
And then
people
like
just-
all the comments are like, this is dumb, this is stupid. Like
Right.
people don't want to see it. You know, they want to see real stuff.
They want to see real stuff. They
The
want to
scary
see
thing is though, I think within the next few years, it's going to be, you're not going to be able to tell what's AI and what's
yeah, but
not.
how's it gonna copy it? Authenticity.
Right. I think there's
Yeah.
gonna have to be. I think eventually, like our government is going to put regulations on it to where it's like if you create something that's AI based, you're going to have like a certificate or some sort of thing that just says this was created with AI.
And I think YouTube's already trying to put regulations where they won't monetize you if you're doing AI stuff anymore.
Yeah, like pictures. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to tell a picture.
Right.
But I think like if they're pitching you something, I think you'll
Yeah,
always be able to tell.
absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
you can't. You
Well,
can't.
listen,
like
listen, on my
right, you
YouTube-
can't do passion. You can't. I don't think you can AI passion.
No,
like
you can't.
emotion.
Well,
Like-
I see these crappy YouTube ads that are on my YouTube where it's like this jack dude. He's
With
like
the Tai Chi walking.
Yeah,
I've seen
he's like,
that.
you know, if you want to look strong, go to the gym. But if you want to be strong, do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
He's like, we're starting on Monday. Blah blah blah.
I already know this is AI.
It's like,
'cause-
His
dude,
mouth
but it's
ain't
like this
lining up,
jacked
yeah.
up guy, and he's in military fatigues with no shirt on. But it's like he's totally not real, man. You know. So, but yeah, man, I think I think at some point, you know, eventually every industry is going to have AI integrated into it. But I think you're right. I think on the sales side, for sure.
for sure.
I
But the
mean-
clinical side, I think will take
Because it can sell
Way
24/7, man.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
They can answer questions.
yeah,
Yep.
as long as they're not clinical.
yeah. One of the last questions I'll ask you before we get off here is, you know, if you could go back and, you know, talk to yourself, like what is your younger self? What is one piece of advice that you, or a few pieces of advice that you would give yourself starting out, or maybe someone else that comes up and is like, man, Kenny, I really want to break away and do this on my own. What's some words of advice that you'd give yourself or to someone else?
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, just it's people don't realize how difficult it is to
Yeah.
make something of to make it and to make something of yourself. It is not an easy task.
Yeah.
It just takes, like, you have to be relentless. You have to be comfortable with risk. Like,
Yeah.
it is
It goes
It-
back to that 1%. It's like, oh man, 1%. There's a chance.
right.
Yeah.
If
So
you
you
like
say there's a
1%,
chance.
then you can probably make it.
Yeah.
If you like those odds.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like the Game of Thrones meme where Jon Snow like sitting there with like a million horses riding at him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
If
just like,
if you're
bring it on,
comfortable with
man.
that,
Yeah.
you're gonna make it.
Yeah. And you just, you know, in my experience, it's like, and it's in yours too, you know, and it's like, you can't have I'm going to give up attitude. I'm not going to quit. It's like,
There is no.
there's not an option to quit. It's
Right.
like, you're going to go all in.
Burn the boats.
You gotta fail.
You have to burn the boats. It's funny you say that, man, because my mentor that I referred to you today, he told me that. I mean, he's a very successful guy. I'm going to have him on the show. And he told me, he told me one time, I said, you know, I'm really deciding, I need to decide, like, am I going to go all in on this? Or, you know, am I going to play it safe and try to keep working while I'm building this? He goes, Trent, sometimes you have to burn the ships if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's right, man. Like, I didn't even ask you, and you said you got to burn the ships. And I think that's the attitude that some of us have to really, I think that everybody, if you want to be successful, you got to have is, I'm going to burn the ships and do this without, you know, if I die, I'm going to die trying, you know?
Can't play it safe.
No. So, but Kenny, thanks, man. I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. And, you know, I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing your experience with us and sharing about your company. Like I said, we're going to have a space on our website where you guys that are listening can go and see more about Kenny and his background. You're going to be able to click on the links and go to Renew Vitality. Is it renew.com? RenewVitality.com?
VitalityHRT.com.
VitalityHRT.com. And be able to reach out to his team. If you're interested in this, they'll set you up with like someone you can talk to, go do a blood panel, test your blood, test your enzymes, all that stuff, and get you set up the proper way.
Yeah.
Not by some kid that's on TikTok trying to make a buck. So, but if you enjoyed this episode, we want you to subscribe, leave us a review. If you're interested in coming on the show, you can reach out to us at contact@pitchesandniches.com. You can go to our website, pitchesandniches.com, and fill out a contact form. We would love to have you. And you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I don't know, whatever else.
Yeah, all the social medias. And if you want to connect with Renew Vitality, our page will have that. We'll have all of his website up, pitchesandniches.com. All the links will be in the description as well. So be sure to check him out and all that we're doing on there.
All right. We'll see you next time on the Pitches and Niches.
We'll see you.